We have this hilarious interview as we prepare for the debate tonight with Trump and Kamala Harris. We have this hilarious interview that Awaken with AP did with Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Now, before we get into that, this woman has over 340,000 followers on TikTok, and the left thinks that we are losing. We are not. Her comment section has thousands of women agreeing with her, and check her out.
Good morning. I woke up this morning and decided I wanted to wreak havoc today. So depending on where you stand, you're either going to be in a bad mood after this video or a good mood. Let's get into it. Let's start with feminism and then we'll move on to the good stuff. I'm good. I don't need any more rights. So if you're going to advocate, do it for yourself. Because your girl is good, okay? I can do all things that my husband can do. Some of them I don't want to do. I don't want to do. That's a boy job. That's a girl job. Please keep the rest of us out of it. Now the good stuff. I'm so excited. I'm not voting for Kamala or whatever the her name is. Would you like to know why? First and foremost, she knows zero things about the government. She is dumber than a box of rocks. Talks in circles. Even my kids go, what did she say? They're 10. We don't know, honey. We have no clue. Okay, this next one's really gonna piss some of y'all off. We don't need a woman president. Oh yeah, I said what I said. That is a man's job. We are too emotional. We might be able to find out what they did on July 25th, 2006. We might be able to find out who they dated in 3rd grade. But we are too emotional. We'll be, when somebody pisses us off and then wake up in the morning and go, that was probably not a good idea. Too emotional. We should not be in that position. Also, though, I am gonna contradict what I just said. If Candace Owens ran for president, I would vote for her. That girl is smart as y'all want to vote for Kamala because she's a black female and she would make history. But I guarantee you, if Candace Owens ran for president, you wouldn't want to vote for her. That's a black female. Just say that you're a well, you're a female and don't you have daughters? That's why you should be voting for Kamala. First of all, if you would do just a little bit of research, just a little bit, you could literally Google this. Instead of listening to CNN, you would know that every state has different rules on women's rights. I live in Florida and I happen to agree with those. Did you know that it's anything past 6 weeks? I agree with that 110%. They also do make exclusions for medical reasons and all of those scenarios. Again, maybe do a little bit of research before you just start pointing fingers. And you don't have to like me. You don't have to agree with anything that I said. You can unfollow me if you want to. That's fine. I don't care. I really don't. Y'all, we have to talk about this because this election is so important. I and lots of other Americans cannot afford to live like this and deal with it that we've been dealing with under the Biden administration for another 4 years. Also, I don't know how y'all don't see literally just puppets in this game. And because it's TikTok and it probably doesn't agree with half the shit that I just said, this video is probably going to get taken down or it's going to get pushed to the wrong side of TikTok and everybody in the comments is going to have something to say because everybody's feelings are going to get hurt because everybody's got feelings and shit. God, y'all are just a bunch of... So to recap, I have all the rights that I need and I'm not voting for Kamala. That's not right. I really probably shouldn't have drank that espresso this morning because I was out for blood. I've been contemplating making this video since like Monday. There's just so much to be said about the right side that the media paints such a bad picture. They're literally just playing into what the media wants you to. If y'all follow me, you know that I like Trump. I also live in the middle of nowhere in Florida. So I felt like that's a given. If you're adult enough, then we can discuss things. But if you're just going to like yell at me, then I'm not open to discussing anything with you because at that point, you can't discuss anything with anybody because they're right and you suck and you're wrong. So if you needed a reason to unfollow me today, there you go. Or if you needed a reason to follow me today, there you go. I love you guys and I hope you have a great freaking day.
Now, we got so many people in the comments like, oh my gosh, we could have did, without the makeup in the video. But to me, I'm just like, forget all that. I'm here to hit a message. She was spot on. She like, hey man, leave the rest of us out of this, all right? I'm cool with being, paraphrasing of course, she's cool with being more traditional and she's cool if you don't want to be traditional, but leave her alone. Somebody says, wow, glad to hear that so many women on TikTok are coming waking against Kamala Harris. This girl is 100% right. I think this video is a good representation of conservative rhetoric in our nation, and I'm glad you posted it for someone to see. She constantly contradicts herself, creates straw man arguments, and then ends by preemptively playing the victim card, is what somebody wrote against this. But I totally disagree. And I don't like to talk to anybody personally who automatically goes to, this is this conservative rhetoric. It's like, now you're removing hers, even if she is a conservative, you're removing her independence. You're removing her, you're quite literally insulting her intelligence to be able to come to her own conclusions from looking at the information that she gathered, versus, you know, saying that she collectively is getting her talking points from conservative rhetoric. You know, it's demeaning. I love it. But somebody says, I love it, but the normalization of extreme profanity is not a... Shut up. Just follow her on TikTok. Wish she was on X. Now, as I promised, we're gonna get to this interview which Awaken with JP, I'm sorry, excuse me, had done. And this is, it's incredible, y'all. Let's go and check this out.
Which is great. Before I came in, your campaign staff out there gave me this list of really great softball questions that I'm allowed to ask. Help stay true to the spirit of journalism, so thanks for that. Thought I might stray from the list just a tiny little bit. Now, I think you'd agree this is an intense election. Like, recently, your political opponent, President Trump, was almost assassinated. And I am sure y'all at the White House are working tirelessly to find out who orchestrated this whole thing. Y'all have any leads about who did it?
We did it.
What? Who did?
Joe Biden and I, to be honest.
Really? He was shot.
I'll say that that's good work.
Oh, that's... wow. I can't believe it.
YouTube, this is obviously a parody.
Do you feel any remorse?
No, not at all.
Oh.
There's more to do, but that's good work.
Wait, so you would try it again?
Yes, I would.
Seriously?
I would. I think...
Well, obviously, the guy you used on the first try wasn't successful. So who would you use on the next attempt?
No one in particular.
But I'm sure you've discussed who it might be. Did you talk to Hillary? She have anything to say about it?
Oh, she had a lot to talk about. She had a lot.
Of course she did. When did you talk to her?
It was a Sunday.
Good God, that's even more demonic. Tim, are you on board with all this?
I think people know who I am.
Yeah, they do. You guys could go to prison for this.
Next question, please.
Yeah.
No, seriously, this is a major crime. This is a big deal. One more question on this, please. All right, your resting bitch face tells me you really want to move on. So we should. Let's talk about moving forward. You make a lot of great promises about what you'll do if you get into office. But you've been in office for almost 4 years, and most things have objectively gotten much worse. The border, crime, inflation, it's pretty bad. How could you let this happen?
In large part, all of that because of mismanagement.
Yeah. I guess that would be it.
That is the reality of it, and 4 years of being vice president.
But I'd like to imagine how you will do things has no correlation to how you've always done things. So if you do win this definitely not rigged election, what would you do specifically to fix all the problems in our country?
Let me be very clear.
Mm-hmm.
When we do what we have done, I believe it is very important that we take seriously what we must do, and how it does so matters. And to do that, we can do what we have accomplished thus far. But I will say this. So I'm very clear about where I stand. My values have not changed. I kept my word and I will keep my word. When we do what we did, which is part of the American dream.
It sounds like a very well thought out strategy. If you win, will that be like a bill you sign or something?
I will make sure that it comes to my desk and I would sign it.
Very good. Now that we clearly understand how exactly you'll turn the country around. Tim, I forgot you were alive over there, buddy. As governor, the accomplishment you're most known for is getting tampons into all the boys' restrooms in schools.
We did it in Minnesota.
You sure did. And you did it when nobody else wanted to. People were saying things like, it's unnecessary or it's a stupid idea. But you knew the importance of it. And presumably, this came from your positive exposure to tampons during your formative years as a boy. What did it mean to you when you put your first tampon in?
It was just such a visceral, emotional moment that I'm grateful I got to experience it.
I think history is going to show that in so many ways it was transformative.
Yes, I think we're all touched by Tim's bravery around tampons.
Oh my gosh. Only he's touched.
Questions. Kamala, who's the biggest dipshit you've ever known?
Well, my first thought was not about me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, no, I meant the biggest dipshit you've ever known, aside from yourself.
I have served with President Biden for almost 4 years now.
Right. Now, you've known the Obamas for a while now. Did Michael confide in you when he wanted to transition to being a Michelle?
And the phone rang, and he told me what he had decided to do. And I asked him, "Are you sure?"
What'd he say?
And he said, "Yes."
Fantastic. Now, Madam Vice President, on the monitor, you can see you in the process of sleeping your way to the top.
I ain't say nothing.
A photograph of you with Montel Williams and another side girl. Have you seen this photograph before?
But I did see that photograph, and I was deeply touched by it.
The left criticizes Trump for sleeping with side girls, but you are a side girl running for the same presidency. How does that feel?
It's very humbling. It's very humbling in many ways.
Do you have any morals?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Fair enough. Kamala and Tim, you both come across so well on camera. Fantastic, actually. Thank you for taking the time to sit down and just be so interesting.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you.
What? Tim Walz is thanking me? What an honor. You know what, Tim? You're welcome. And thank you for all your service overseas.
Which was he bailed. Absolute gold, man. Awaken with AP. If y'all are not following him, please go follow him. This interview should actually be the interview that's aired, man. It's actually absolutely gold. Somebody says she's gonna unfix what they have fixed, undo what they have done. They have not done anything right, so how do Americans know or trust they will do anything right in the future? I don't understand their logic, honestly. You know, I'm sitting here watching you in the office right now. I'm prancing around, saying you're gonna do this and do that, but you're not doing any of that, and you had the power to do it. Just seems real weird. Somebody says you gotta admire the creativity, time, and editing it takes to make a great piece like this. You definitely have to, and that's why we have to give credit to the guy Awaken with JP. I keep saying AP. I don't know why. It's been a while, and I just got to get used to it. Awaken with JP was where y'all follow him on X, and where y'all follow him on here on the platform. Please go give him a subscribe. He definitely deserves it with his hard work. But let's read a few more. Somebody says, fantastic. Love it. Where is the link so we can share this video? It is definitely going to be in the description. Sometimes I'll be forgetting when I say that, so please feel free to remind me in the comments. It's not intentional. It's just what it is. I'm sorry. This is so good. The Propaganda Media News Network will have to tell people not to believe it. Actually, this is more believable. Anyone notice the clothes of the interviewer? Magnificent. Yeah, I did. I definitely did. A bunch of laughing emojis. An incredible, I'm sorry, this is hilarious, spot on. So yeah, you can see the vibe check is unburdened by what has been.